Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Nightstalker Podcast. Before we begin the episode, I have to make a disclaimer due to the nature of the topics we will be talking about on this show. Please note that we will be talking about cruelty and violence that may offend some people, as well as religious context and imagery that may be inappropriate to some. Thank you for listening and enjoy as we dive into this episode of our podcast.
Good evening, and welcome to the Nightstalker Podcast. I'm your host, the Nightstalker.
I'm the Professor.
Smokey.
Yeah, and welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
another chilly evening in this winter night.
Like, whoa.
What?
We could have released this in the spring,
Yeah.
and they'd know when we would record it.
Yeah.
Sure, actually. Well, I mean... okay, let's start this over again. Good evening, I am the Nightstalker.
Good evening, I am... welcome to the Nightstalker Podcast.
Watch us just keep messing up. We have to keep doing it over and over. It's like, ah, damn it, here we go again. Good evening. Spend an hour doing that. Tell you what, though, my computer's not working. I'm trying to get my notes up.
Oh, no.
What happens when you own a laptop for like freaking 7 years?
Did you plug it in?
It is plugged in. There we go. It's just old. It's something I'm going to treat myself to one of these days as a brand new laptop.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm thinking Alienware.
Shoot.
So,
It's like gamer's laptop, isn't it?
it is. I mean, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe that's a little much for me. I don't really game on laptops.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest Alienware if you don't PC game.
Yeah.
No, I guess that's true, yeah.
But I mean, you definitely could find some, like, high-end type shit, you know?
I mean, if you really want Alienware, I would just say go for a desktop.
Well, I mean, like, one thing I want to do is build my own computer. I always thought that'd be pretty dope. Yeah, like a desktop, yeah. I always thought that'd be cool to build my own, And then, of course, as the parts, let's say your processor is now obsolete because something else came out, you just switch it out,
The only thing about building computers, I feel like by the time you build it, like, the entire thing's obsolete. You know what I mean?
Depends how fast you do it.
How fast new shit be coming out, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, depends how fast you do it. I mean, if you build it within a couple months, yeah, everything be fine. But, let's say you start it and, you buy some parts, saving up, buy some more, and then by, like, after you have the last component, now it's together, I'm sure something would be obsolete by that point. But, like... No, I always just thought it'd be cool, just build my own and then just, plug and play certain parts and stuff like that. I'll have all the little lights going on in the fans and stuff. But, maybe one day. So, what's the episode for today, boys?
Today, we are going to be talking about mythical beasts that could be real.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a fantastic beast and where to find them. I was like, really?
I mean, that would be copyright.
Oh, man, we got to start again. Good evening! Yeah, I think it's funny how we always talk about, creatures and stuff like that, but then what about the ones that might actually be real, I mean, for the longest time, a lot of people thought mermaids were real because of the manatees.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, what's a creature that you always wondered about there, Professor?
Bigfoot? Bigfoot seems like a...
I feel like Bigfoot's probably gotta be the number one. Like, I feel like Bigfoot's probably number one.
Yeah, there's been, like, so many reported, like, quote-unquote sightings for it. It's like... And there's been so many expeditions sent out to, like, look for it.
Yeah. The only thing that I can't get into is the shows. Like, there's some things you learn on those shows.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, there's like some things you might not know where it's like, oh, I guess that's kind of interesting. But then when they're like in the forest,
you ain't found shit.
Yeah, they haven't found anything, and they're like, shh. You guys hear that? In the background,
the camera starts shaking.
Yeah, in the background you hear like a low pitched like Chewbacca growl, and you're just like, oh, I think you found something. You're just like, bro, this is so fake.
Hella post edit shit.
Yeah. No, but I think out of all of them, Bigfoot might be like...
I just want to know if he's there or not. Like, if he is, cool. If he's not, That's cool too. We can finally put this to rest.
Yeah, it's because there's so much debate. I'm like, can someone just prove it to be fake or not already?
I mean, come on, it's gotta be fake. Like,
It has to be. I mean, how can we go?
I could see if it was like some type of ocean creature where we couldn't but like we've been on land for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Ocean creatures, I understand.
and there's so many cameras that are just set up in the wilderness too that are just like for research and shit. Like, we would have seen some.
Yeah, right?
Or you know what? I can understand the Yeti being whether they debate whether it's real or not, because just like Bigfoot, it's in the mountains, but you're talking the Himalayas. It's dangerous to go trekking alone. I can understand why that would be more speculation, because it's not like you can just go look for it. You know what I mean?
Right?
So I can understand that one. But for Bigfoot, I'm like, he travels up the Rockies. I mean, like, we can't drone this guy.
For real.
I'm almost tempted. Have you ever heard of Mount Shasta? They say in the Shasta Wilderness that there's these caves, which the caves are real. But some people say that you hear, like, pretty much the growls coming out of them, and, like, they smell just horrendous. So, I mean, but apparently no one's brave enough to go in.
I'm going in with a big old thing.
Probably a bear, dude.
I know, right? It's probably just a bear. And we just found out that grizzly bears are actually still in California.
For real.
Another one that I guess is a big famous one is the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has gone looking for Nessie, but at the same time, when they've gone looking, they always show that the waters is so murky you can't see. So I kind of get it, of like, okay, maybe it's too hard to look, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, you can't set up a camera to
You
see
can't
this?
set up sonar?
Yeah, what about sonar? You can't sonar this thing?
I feel like every big lake in the world has a Nessie monster in it.
Tahoe has Tessie. I'm not sure. I just found this out today. It makes me more hyped to move to Tahoe. Because if that's true, you know what I'm doing on my weekends. I am going out setting up sonar. And Tahoe's got clear water.
Yeah.
So I'm putting that debate to rest.
Be out here testing.
Yeah, we be Tessie hunting. Give me a month. I'll find out.
I feel like it's just, it just gives the world so much more mystery. Like, these big places that people just go to and visit, they have this like, air of mystery about it because no one knows what exactly is happening, you know?
Kind of reminds me of that one quote. I forgot. It's actually from Die Hard. But, it's like...
The Christmas movie?
Yeah, the best Christmas movie. Like, the quote is like, Alexander the Great, like, wept because there was nowhere else in the world to conquer. Or maybe it wasn't Alexander the Great, but, like, I can kind of see how, like, once you know the full map of the world, the mysteries become so much smaller now.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, there is still mystery in the world, but some of it is pretty dangerous. Like, a lot of people... There is, reportedly, in the Congo, a dinosaur, one of those long necks, because the locals talk about it, how they've seen it pushing down trees and stuff, and I think there is documentation of trees falling down in the Congo from something.
Probably elephants or something, though.
Congo?
I feel like they could be finessing for the
Elephants
tourists.
are the only large animals that are smart enough to tear down trees.
Pretty much, you know. And they say it's in water, like, it can go into the water. So, I mean, elephants can go in there and they can keep their trunk up above the water to breathe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they choose to. I don't know if elephants do that regularly. But, you know.
They do, like,
I'm
when
sure
they
they
swim.
do cross water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're smart enough to use their trunk as a snorkel. I watched the Tear Zoo episode on elephants today.
Nice. I think elephants are pretty cool, to be honest with you. They're one of the coolest animals out there.
Mm-hmm.
It really makes me...
Sure, why?
It really makes me wish mammoths were real, because could you imagine seeing a mammoth? Like, that'd be awesome. You know?
Right?
Yeah. Huge one with a big old tusk. They're like damn near to the ground.
Yeah. You know? I
hear they're cloning one, so come on, China.
I think it's Japan.
Japan?
I think it's Japan who's in the race to clone one. But I'm just kind of like, there's literally 5 movies telling us why this is a bad idea.
Right? I mean, they cloned sheep and they did surgery on a grape, so...
That's some high-tech stuff that they did surgery on a grape.
Yeah.
That's gotta be the most high-tech.
They did surgery on a grape.
Yep.
Wait, how did this go down?
They use like a microscope, like this microscope and like this controllable like arm apparatus to literally hold the needle, and they like sewed the membrane back on a grape.
So they did surgery on a
the
grape?
entire outside of the grape.
They like, you know how like you can like tear apart the skin of a grape?
Mm-hmm.
They just sewed it back together.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, they took it off first, then put it back on, right?
They did surgery on a grape.
They did surgery on a grape. But I think the most interesting ocean-dwelling creature that could be real is a kraken or at least a colossal squid. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
they found those.
Yeah.
Well, I know
but they're like just so deep in like into like the middle of the Pacific that it's really hard to find one.
Yeah, but like, are these like the like ship taking down squids we've heard about?
Oh, you're talking about the
like
the colossal monster.
Attack humans.
Exactly, yeah. Because I know there is giant squid. They get up to like what, 60 feet? Because sperm whales eat them.
Yeah.
But that's only 60 feet. That's not going to take down a ship. Maybe a boat. But you know, we've heard these legends of years of like big old ships being attacked by like some monstrosity. You know, so that would have to be like what, 200-foot squid or something. You know.
It also has to be smart enough to grab onto ships, like, on the surface of the water. Just pull it down.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's what I said, though, too. Like, I feel like any of these would be real, it's gotta be like an ocean.
Something in the ocean. I agree on that entirely. I mean,
we don't have the ocean.
How many times have you heard fishermen in different parts of the world getting a fish that's prehistoric? And it's like, well, no one knows where it came from. And people are like, well, it probably died and floated up in the damn bottom of the ocean or some trench. What's that trench in the Atlantic?
The Mariana Trench?
Isn't that supposed to be like some, like, really deep trench?
Yeah, it's the deepest part of the world.
Yeah, and they speculate that, like, there's probably, like, heck of stuff down there that we don't even know. And it makes sense too in terms of like these monster-sized things because, you know, I saw a video talking about Godzilla, how the whole premise of Godzilla doesn't work because if he came up on land, he wouldn't have the ocean pressure on him no more, so he essentially just fall apart. Yeah. You know, and that's why some of these whales, like blue whales, the biggest known creature we got, work in under the ocean like that because they're so massive. Mm-hmm. So if there was some huge living creature, it's not like it can just come up and surface. It would lose all that pressure and then just fall apart.
Speaking of like ancient things or like monsters that exist in the oceans, there's still a fish that's alive today that hasn't changed in millions of years.
Which one?
The coelacanth.
Coelacanth?
Yeah, it's like literally a super ancient fish.
You got a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think this is the ones I was thinking about when talking about fishermen, you know.
Yeah, fishermen fishing up like these ancient fishes.
Which one? The first one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
You know what else is prehistoric, but we can fish for them still? Sturgeon.
Oh, yeah.
Sturgeon is prehistoric, they say.
They're dinosaur? Swimming dinosaurs?
Essentially, that's what I hear, that they're a prehistoric breed. Actually, funny enough, I'm going to actually go fishing for one here within the next month. It's going to be sturgeon season.
Ooh.
Haven't caught one. I've caught pretty much everything out of the river locally. So, I'm going to bag me a sturgeon.
Who do you fish with?
My dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so
that's exciting.
I'm looking forward to that, actually.
Yeah.
So aside from Bigfoot and Nessie, like what other monsters or creatures do you want to exist?
I mean, the Kraken was one that's under speculation because, you know, it's true. If something so massive could be in the water, but because of like something like the Mariana Trench, it's not like we can just find it. And then another one, of course, everyone keeps talking about whether the Megalodon is really alive or not.
Dude, Megalodons exist in 8-foot deep pools, okay?
No
Every time I'm in like semi-deep like pools or water, I always imagine just like a Megalodon like swimming up and eating me.
Yeah, for real. That's exactly what you're talking about.
There was one time when I was in
coming
Hawaii.
from the other side of the
Yeah,
pool.
like when you're swimming in the ocean and like you're near the drop-off point, where it's like, you know, just like the coral or whatever, and then
Yeah.
suddenly it just drops off.
Drops.
Like, dude, I swear, like in that abyss of the ocean, this giant shark is just gonna come up and like eat you.
Right. I remember when I was in Hawaii, I was going up to that kind of deep part, right? And kind of sucked as I cut my toe on my foot on freaking coral.
Ooh.
It's like razor sharp.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what really scared me. I wasn't afraid about sharks and nothing like that. It's just there was you had the beach. You go out farther. There's like this little bank. Then past that's when you start getting deep. So I was going out, but on that bank, all of these like crabs, and they just saw me, jumped in the water, and all I could think was they were coming for my feet. So I was like, all right, turn back. Ain't gonna get pinched today, boys. But then when I got out of the water, I looked at my foot, and that's when I saw I had a good inch cut.
Ooh.
And you know what's funny is I felt it, but it didn't hurt until I got out. It was like, it's razor sharp. It was just this little, like, in terms of like how big it was little, even though it was kind of long. But I didn't feel it until I actually got out, and I was like, ow, my foot kind of hurts. And I looked.
Salt water acts as a
Yeah.
kind of like a numbing agent or like a sterilizing thing.
Yeah, that was crazy. So that was my experience in Hawaii. I also had a bunch of Japanese girls talking Japanese to me, and I had no idea what they were saying.
Dude, nice. If they said kawaii, that means you're cute.
I don't really remember. All I know was I was getting ice cream with my cousins. And
Hey man, ice cream is all that matters.
yeah, and then all of a sudden these like 3 Japanese schoolgirls like came up. They were like my age though. But they're like talking around me in Japanese, and I know they're talking about me, and I'm just kind of looking like I have no idea what they're talking about. So that was an experience.
Dude, I was in Japan a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really nice country. I really want to go back.
Is it expensive?
Well, the tickets there were kind of cheap because I flew from the Philippines to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like not as expensive, but the trains cost a lot.
Like how much in US dollars do the trains cost?
Like it's a really like surprise cost. If you go like travel around the city a lot, it'll probably cost you like over $100 for like a week.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha. That's crazy. You both been Japan. I gotta go to Japan.
Japan is great. I went to. Okay, I can't really talk about. Never mind.
Oh, all right, and back on subject.
Back on subject. Mythical creatures, the Japanese. Okay.
Well, some of these creatures I'm about to mention, which makes me speculate whether they're real, is because they're mentioned in the Bible. There's 3 of them. There's unicorns, giants, and dragons. All 3 are mentioned in the Bible.
Well,
now,
let's go like first like step by step. So unicorns.
Unicorns are mentioned, I think, in Genesis.
Dang.
Yeah. And
what's said about them?
well, I mean, like the thing is a unicorn what we think it is in terms of like a horse with a horn on its head, or is he talking about, or maybe they're talking about rhinos? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really say whether a unicorn is what we think it is, or if it's just some other creature altogether that they call a unicorn. But it is mentioned, I think, in Genesis. Dragons is mentioned a few times, especially in Revelation. So, although the way that they describe dragons sounds like what we think of as dragons, long,
big fiery lizards with wings and.
Exactly, yeah. And of course,
what does this description say?
it says that, they got wings, they fly, breathe fire, long kind of reptilian type of body.
Not just like in the Bible, but dragons have been mentioned everywhere.
There's a lot of weird videos coming out of China right now. One of them that comes to mind was apparently in I don't know if it was Hong Kong or where, but there's this video, and a lot of people say it's real. A lot of people try dissecting and going, yeah, there's no effects here. This is real. These cars were driving, and they stopped in an intersection because they didn't want to hit something, and all of a sudden these cars started floating up in the air. Yeah. And a lot of videos been showing dragon sightings in China.
Dragon sighting.
Yeah. So, I don't know what's going on with these Chinese videos, whether they're just a bunch of clickbait, But there's been a lot of like weird just videos coming out of China lately.
Could be aliens.
Could be aliens. It's funny enough, the Chinese do not refer to dinosaurs as dinosaurs. They just call them dragons. They laugh at us for calling them dinosaurs. Whether dinosaurs are real or not, I'll leave that up to you though. I am not on that dinosaur train.
What? Dinosaurs are real, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Do you know that everything you see in a museum isn't even a real fossil?
He's convinced that like the museums are all lying to us.
It's all a sham, guys. Come on, warfare on all fronts.
Just because they put out models, though, doesn't mean that they are all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. And then the last one, of course, is giants, the Nephilim. And that is something, too, where a lot of people speculate whether they were real. I mean, the Book of Enoch tells you they were real. And something you can do on, whether it's YouTube or some people are good enough to find Google Earth, which I think is crazy. But a lot of these big land masses, look like petrified giants, because the whole point of how they died was that God took them out in the flood, so they got petrified super fast, because this is true, something will petrifize and fossilize faster underwater versus if it's just buried.
Calcification,
Versus just on the land.
I feel like to prove that giants exist, you need to first find a goose that can lay golden eggs.
Sure.
Funny enough about gold, a lot of people speculate gold is not of Earth.
Oh, that it came from meteor?
Something. There's a lot of different theories, but there's a lot of them go like, yeah, gold isn't really a natural, element.
I mean, it doesn't really, react with anything.
Not really, no.
It's very inert for anything else that comes from Earth,
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, if you want to look more into giants, I definitely recommend reading the Book of Enoch and just go.
So, how are giants real, but you don't believe in dinosaurs?
It says in the Bible. It says in the Book of Enoch. The Watchers came down and took the.
You believe in the Bigfoot, but there are no dinosaurs?
I don't. Oh, Bigfoot himself? I have no idea. Okay. Till I see one, I'll get back to you on that. But no, I mean, dragons and giants, they talk about them, so I'm just gonna gotta be real in some aspect.
What about more supernatural beings, like ghosts? Do you believe ghosts exist?
I do believe there are spirits, yeah. I don't know about the term ghost, but I do think there is spiritual activity, Now, where it comes from, I don't really know. I am kind of a believer that once someone dies, I think they kind of go kind of straight to the afterlife in one sense or another. I don't think someone just haunts, Because think about it. This is my thing with haunting. If there could be such a thing as haunting, how come there are no bigger? I don't know, I just feel like if haunting was really such a thing, why is it not really talked about? Why isn't it just oh yeah, Bob and Mary got a spirit haunting their house
and stuff?
Yeah,
People get possessed all the time. And they gotta get exercise.
Exorcisms, I'm a big believer in that.
I feel like that's the haunting stories right there.
But yeah, the way that people seem to make it, the doors open up by themselves or something like that, that type of spiel. Another one that I'm not going to say it's real, but I do think if you follow the clues, there could be, is vampires. I do think there's something weird going on with the whole vampire folklore.
Yeah, they're just not, revealing themselves.
Potentially.
Pseudo-immortal beings, they'd probably get smart enough to, hide themselves.
I heard a rumor that they're really big in New Orleans. I don't know where it why. I don't know if it's connected to voodoo or anything like that, but I heard it.
We did a whole episode on it, dude.
Yeah,
I know we did. Episode 2, Nightstalker Podcast. Go check it out. Yeah, but no, New Orleans, there's a lot of weird stuff going on there. Apparently they really tell you, hey, don't be out too late.
Right?
So, you guys want to go to New Orleans?
I've been there.
Really?
Yeah.
Knows any weird stuff like that?
No, I was young. I went the year before Katrina.
Oh, wow. Talk about getting lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that was the year of Katrina, just
months
6
before.
months before. Yeah, half a year.
Oh shit!
I went to 05.
Wow, that's crazy. There is. I was looking up some United States different creatures from each state. We've all heard of the Jersey Devil, right?
Yeah.
And then the Chupacabra. Well, yeah. Apparently in California there was rumors from a tribe. I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but it's the Chumash. Called the Dark Watchers. And apparently these figures will look over the valleys. They're 15 feet tall, and they just look like these silhouettes, and they're just watching. And this was a California theme. I was like, that's kind of interesting. The Dark Watchers.
Man, you know how difficult it is to walk to my car after this is gonna be.
I'll walk with you.
Shoot. You can sit right here with us.
Do you believe in cursed objects?
Cursed items?
All those cursed items?
It sounds kind of like an episode that we did.
Dude, let me tell you, after we recorded that episode, I'm pretty sure the night, or the next day, I had a nightmare, dude.
Was it of an item or
of Annabelle?
Oh,
I dreamed I was sleeping, and then I just felt a hand grab my ankle, and I wake up I was in my mind, it's oh shit, I need to wake up. And when I woke up and it's Annabelle, I'm fuck, dude.
Now in real life, was it your sister?
No.
You kind of mentioned that her height's similar to Annabelle's. That's why I was asking.
and then the scene changed, and then I'm in the Warrens Museum. I see the case that Annabelle's in. I'm oh shoot, I don't want to be here. So I try hiding in a giant cardboard box. And right when I crouch down, I just feel a pressure pushing down on me.
Oh man!
And it's you think you can hide from me? Jeez. And then I was oh fuck, I need to wake up. And when I finally woke up, I'm back in my room, and I'm oh shit, why did I open my eyes?
I had a weird nightmare a couple days ago.
It was a mix between cursed objects and dreams, which is another episode on the Nightstalker Podcast.
Episode 4. Nightstalker Podcast. Go check it out. Talk about dreams.
Nightmares and night terrors.
Yep. No, I had one, I guess it was a nightmare. I did wake up screaming. Although it wasn't... It's weird. So this is what happened. So, I was in a building, which felt like my work building, even though it wasn't my work. And, this sounds really weird, but it was, the morning hours. Or it was, I had to, stay after work, but to bypass it, I had this weird dial. So I fast-forward time to, the morning hours, where I'm alright, I can go home now.
Slick.
Yeah, kind of, yeah, but it was a dial. So I do that. But when I did that, all the lights went off. So my first thing was, I don't want to be in the dark. So I ran to, where the doorway is, where the light is, and I turned on the light. And as soon as I did that, this, silhouette of a child, because it was, a small person, so I'm going to say a child, ran into the hall where, I was. And then all of a sudden, they, not, ran at me, but they, somehow, whooshed towards me. But they were, this dark silhouette. And I don't know, I felt like they were, trying to, it sounds weird to say get inside me, but it's they were trying to,
yeah.
You know?
It's those Dark Watchers, man.
Could have been Dark Watchers or something. But no, it was just a weird dream. And I was just kind of why did I even dream that?
So do you believe in cursed objects?
Of course I do. I mean, you guys want to go on eBay, go get a
Dybbuk box.
Get you some funny boxes.
Yeah, and call me up and tell me how it goes. I won't be there. Or if anyone ever tells me, I have a policy in my house. You are literally no one can bring any type of Ouija board into my house. I am strict on it. These people I know always joked about it too, and I'd be dude, I'd kick your ass.
Not having none of that.
Yeah. But enough about cursed objects. That's episode 7 of the Nightstalker Podcast.
Just plugging in all of our episodes.
All kind of plugs.
I know we already done dreams. We did cursed items, vampires.
Native American creatures, the Dark Watchers.
Oh yeah, that was Dark Watchers, episode 5 in Nightstalker Podcast. Go check it out. You know, but no, it's interesting how like every state has like its own like monster. Like I found, so Indiana had what they called the Beast of Busco, which is I guess this like giant looking turtle, and it's like in this I think it's in like a lake, but it's like a huge like monster looking one. So I thought that was kind of
snapping turtle.
Yeah, they say it's like a huge alligator turtle. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, I guess. Whether it's real or not, I don't know, because this is all, I guess, local legend if you think about it, because it's from state to state. But in terms of like creatures that could be real, mermaids, I think, are something that can still be speculated, just on the chance that they're in the ocean. You know, you can't really disprove them. I saw a picture years ago. There was this website my dad used to look up that had essentially like everyone would post their paranormal story and stuff to it. Just like if the Nightstalker Podcast ever gets a website, you can do the same thing. But this guy in Florida, of course, found a dead mermaid and he posted it on it like, what do you guys think? And it was like on the beach, and it was this weird looking thing. Let me tell you that.
I think I saw the video on it.
It was their video?
I think there was, right?
We all look it up after this. But it was weird looking, but a lot of people said it was real and it wasn't fake. Because this guy, he said he found it, took pictures, and of course he called up local authorities, and then like people came and they got rid of it. So, who's to know?
Like people?
Yeah, like people. Wink, wink. You know, Big Brother's watching.
Yeah.
You know,
Your brother's listening to the Nightstalker Podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, welcome, Big Brother. This is the Nightstalker Podcast coming at you. You know, I'm sure my FBI agent on my phone is, you know.
Now let me ask you, Slender Man, is he real?
No, that's totally fabricated.
Totally.
Totally. I mean, like, come on. It was that whole thing on the creepypasta. Anything that comes from creepypasta, it's just not real.
What's creepypasta?
Creepypasta is just, you know, people who share like horror. It's like a website. You just make horror stories, and you go on there. But the Slenderman one wasn't posted just on there. I think it was posted somewhere else. So that's why people were wondering whether it was real or not. And they, of course, you know, edited some pictures and stuff. But no, that's totally fabrication. Just like the whole Bloody Mary thing, like, I don't think that's real.
I still wouldn't try it.
I wouldn't try it either. Like, you know, tempting fate. Like, I wouldn't
Murphy's
do that.
Law, dude. You don't tempt fate. Episode 8
Yeah,
of the Nightstalker Podcast.
Superstitions.
Episode 8.
Got them all coming at you. No, I wouldn't do anything like that. I'm trying to think of something that's not water-based, though, because we can talk about just water-based mysteries all day. I mean, between mermaids and Kraken, Atlantis, you know, flying whales, you know.
Flying whales?
Yeah, it's actually a Gojira song. I think I messed that one up. Welcome to the Nightstalker Podcast. But I'm trying to think of more land animals that, like, actually have, like, big reason, you know, speculation and stuff.
Giraffes? Dude, they're not real.
You don't think giraffes? Oh, how about this? How about giant snakes? Like, not like anacondas like that we know, but apparently these, like, 60-foot plus ones.
Oh, like that one on Norse, like, creature, Midgard-Sormer?
Oh, the Midgard serpent?
Yeah, the what is it, the world snake?
The world serpent, yeah. I don't know about that big, but I just meant snakes in general that are, like, supposedly, like, 60 feet long.
What, they're, like, in the middle of Amazon we just haven't found or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Could be.
Could be.
If you find evidence of a giant shed skin, then...
Dude, if I was walking through, like, the jungle, for some reason, because that'd be a lot to get me out there, but if I was walking and I just stepped in something and I just noticed it was a giant snake skin, like, that looked like it could just swallow a manhole, I'd be turning in the other direction and booking it.
You can't even climb a tree. They climb trees.
Yeah. Yeah, snakes be in the trees. They be in the water.
You're not safe. You're not safe. I'd put on my jetpack and, like, fly up.
The only way you're safe is if it's just eaten and it's lazy.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I'm too full, man. Same with bears. They swim and they climb. They try and knock you out of trees.
Are bears real? Who knows?
Kodak bears? I don't know, man. I mean, I hear a lot of talk about grizzly bears. I ain't never seen one.
Ain't never seen one. They got them on all these flags I see everywhere, but can't find one.
Yeah. I don't know what they're talking about. There's another creature. We talked about chupacabra already. I don't know about that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just a dog that's mangy and...
yeah, the way they described it with like, it's got like horns on its back. I'm like, that could just be its spine. It could just be starving, and it's got mange. So I don't know about that. Or maybe a coyote is what it really is. A mange coyote eating goats. Because they say, it goes from like New Mexico to Mexico. I'm like, it just sounds like a coyote. I don't know about that one, fam.
I don't know about that one.
This is another really big creature that people speculate. I swear there was some type of creature in like Peru or Papua New Guinea that speculated whether it's real or not, but I can't think of it. Does that sound familiar to you?
No, I can't say I know.
I swear there's something out there that they speculated. Yeah, no, it's losing me now. I'm trying to think of like the world map in front of me and like trying to pinpoint different areas. We already talked about dragons. That's like China.
So if you think vampires are real, do you think the Jiangxi are real?
You mean the ones that hop?
Or like Oni?
No, like the Chinese vampires.
The Chinese vampire. The whole myth of it is that they got like really bad rigor mortis. So when they try to go after someone, they do this.
No, they don't.
No, I'm not joking. Look up Chinese horror movies. Look them up.
And they got like that's their thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, the only reason why I kind of pondered the idea is because there's a big rumor that the descendants of Cain are a vampire-like race. I just don't know if that's true or not because it's not written. And I won't go against anything that's like, if it's not written, I'm just not like, who am I to say, But, there's a lot of belief that it could be a thing, so I'm like, I don't know. I've never met a vampire. I don't know if I want to meet a vampire.
Let me ask you something. Vampires are undead, right? That means their heart's not beating.
Yeah.
Therefore, they cannot produce any body heat. So they're cold-blooded.
Yeah.
They cannot produce any body heat of their own, but they can't go into the sun, so how can they move? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if there are vampires, then, like, I don't think they're what we think they are, I had an article saved. Some dude did an interview with a vampire. No, not the movie. But it wasn't by face-to-face. They emailed each other, because he pretty much was like, I'm looking for one. And someone reached out. But my thing is just like, who's not to say? Yeah, how do you know? But the guy was pretty much just like, yeah, I can go out in the sunlight. Like, it ain't like that. And he was
sparkle?
No. God, what a travesty that was. No, he doesn't sparkle. But he said that, like, you can go on the sunlight. And he referred to it as the gift, and he didn't go into how he turned into one. He just said that he met a woman in the 1800s who was like, I can turn you, but he didn't describe how it went down. So, I don't know why he said it's kind of a no-no to talk about. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Not just getting bit or anything. But I don't know, and like I said, I don't even think I'd want to meet a real-life vampire anyways. Yeah. I mean, because if they are, because I think he did say, yeah, we are more enhanced than humans in terms of, like, senses and, like, speed and strength.
Yeah.
So, just knowing that I'd be outclassed on that makes me go, nah.
So if there are any vampires listening to the Nightstalker Podcast...
You can hit us up on the email.
You can hit us up on the email, and we sincerely apologize for getting anything wrong.
Yeah, no, actually hit us up on email or Instagram and tell us what we got wrong. We would be interested. Well, let us know. If you sparkle, let me know. I mean, I ain't gonna make fun of you for it too much anyways, but like...
Yeah, maybe who wrote Twilight? Stephanie Meyer?
Maybe she got it right.
Maybe she got it right.
Maybe she did. Maybe
she's a vampire.
Maybe she is. Look at a picture of her. How young she looks still. Let's see.
Do you think the Fountain of Youth exists?
The Fountain of Youth?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, in Central America or something.
Is it Central America? I
That's where
don't
it's
know.
supposed to exist. I thought when they were looking for it.
Yeah, did Cortez go looking for it? Maybe.
Or some type of Spanish explorer.
Some type of inquisitor. I don't know. I just feel like the Fountain of Youth is just an idea that people look for when they get older. Because you know where they say it is right now. Florida.
Florida man
Palm
strikes
Springs.
again.
Yeah.
Florida man is actually a vampire who drank from the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah, I don't believe in that one.
You don't believe in the Florida man?
No, I heavily believe in the Florida man. That stuff's real. There's a whole state devoted to that. No, I don't think the Fountain of Youth is real. Atlantis is something I'd be curious to look into. I mean, we know near New Zealand there's like a island that's like, or not, it's a big island, I think, at least, that's kind of like submerged. So, I don't know, you know, there's not many mysteries left in the world like that.
Yeah, a lot of the mysteries come from a time where history wasn't recorded.
Yeah. No, that's the truth of it. That's why you had stuff like mermaids being talked about and stuff like that. But then once you travel the world and you look out for them, you're just like, oh, they just look like manatees to me, you know? So who's to say what's really left out there? Do you believe Richard Byrd, when he flew over Antarctica, he found an oasis with mammoths?
An oasis with mammoths.
He flew over Antarctica. And he was reporting back, and he's like, guys, I found an oasis. It's all green, and it's warm. So he flies over, and he's like, hey, I see elephants. Wait, those aren't elephants. They're shaggy. They're mammoths. And he has a whole book explaining about some of his weird adventures. So, like, I'd be curious to read it. But, no, okay.
He just flies places and sees weird shit all the time.
Well, he was in the Air Force, and he flew over Antarctica at one point.
Oh, okay, so he's just like fulfilling his missions.
Yeah. I also heard, I forgot, it might have been Bird, it might have been someone else, but there was this, like, whole theme that, like, you take the Earth, right? So, you know, let's say you're looking at a map. So you have the Earth, and you have, I don't know if this ties into flat Earth theory, I'm just trying to go from what I remember, but, like, you have the Earth, and you have this ice wall around it, but outside of that wall is more land, undiscovered land. And I don't know if it was Bird who said that might exist or not. But, wouldn't that be interesting if we went to, like, the Arctic or Antarctic, kept going, and found new undiscovered land?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's just, maybe that might have been invented by people who were just like, you know, the Earth's been discovered, you know, maybe it's time to, maybe there's still more out there.
Maybe
Have
there's
more
been
of a
some, like,
mystery.
grand magic, like, barrier that surrounds, like, what we know
Mm-hmm.
and makes it, like, seem like we're just going around a planet, when in fact it's just looping us back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Magic, do you think magic exists?
Yes, but I don't believe in good or bad magic. I think magic's just all bad.
All bad.
Yeah, but I do believe there is. Now, I don't think, when I say I believe in magic, it's not what you might be thinking of like, you know, like, pixie dust and all that stuff. I believe pretty much all of it is used in terms of channeling, you know, pretty much evil spirits or demons. Or cursing. I do think people can curse people with magic, but I believe it's not as easy as just, you know, some witch making a cauldron, like, ooh, you know, curse that family. It's more of, I think, them maybe summoning a demon. Yeah, more of them summoning a demon and be like, yo, go torture that dude, you know, for me. Something like that.
Well, we can talk more about magic in another episode.
I guess we can, yeah.
The Nightstalker Podcast.
Episode to be announced. Exactly. Trying to think if there's just any other creatures. I like had so many in my mind. I felt like we talked about them already. Yeah, talk about dragons, Bigfoot. Bigfoot's the number one, of course, where it's like, yeah, I mean, could be real. I just want them to find them already. That's my thing. With all our cameras and stuff, I'm like, if there's anything that's up for debate, whether it's real, can't we just film it already?
Can we get this one checked off the list?
Yeah, can't we just, like, check, you know? Yeah, mic check on this, please.
Koalas, are they real?
I don't know, are they?
I feel like if an animal is that useless, they shouldn't be real.
Koalas. Can't, they have the word bear in the title.
The thing is, the fact that when you find nothing, when you do find nothing, the people that believe say that the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. So, like,
right?
It creates this continuous circle of, like, okay, well, if we don't find anything, then, like, that just keeps making it to where, like, we have to keep looking.
I believe that. I think that's the whole argument on Bigfoot, because it's not like a place or a location where you have to find the location, and when you get to that location, it's either there or not. It's like, okay, it was a ruse, or it's like, oh wow, it's really here.
Yeah.
I feel like with something like that, it's like it's an animal, it's a creature. I mean, if we can't track it by now, I mean, look at all these hunters who do these crazy hunts, like going for days tracking one animal.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me you don't have these pro hunters who just find these footsteps and can't track it? You know? And send them in a group where it's not like, okay, it's one guy, maybe he gets killed, we don't know what happened. It's like, you know, send a good number of them, where it's like, even if they come across something hostile, they all can't, like, you
and
know.
we have phones, like, if you're in trouble, just snap a picture.
Yeah.
Like, snap
Yeah,
a
we got
picture,
Snapchat. Yeah, just bring a camera. You don't even make contact with it. Just get a clear picture, take the picture or a video.
It kills you, as long as you sent the picture off.
So, I don't know.
You don't need to outrun Bigfoot. You just need to take a picture of it before it kills you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. With some stuff like that, especially Bigfoot, I'm like, there's no way we can't find evidence by now. Some stuff, water stuff, I get it. It's in the water. But some stuff on land, I'm like, come on now. Dragons, I might give a pass. Maybe they hide really deep in these high mountains where you couldn't really explore anyways. I mean, like, who's not to say there's some weird creatures living up in Mount Everest? It's not like people go up there like that, you know? I mean, yeah, you got people who do their, like, you know, I want to climb to the peak one day, but that's, like, so rare. It's not like someone's there every day.
The peak of Everest?
Yeah.
There's people at the peak of Everest hourly, bro. You know how packed it is at the peak of Everest? There's so many people trying to summit it.
Okay, hold on. I've been under the impression it's so dangerous to do it that, like...
No, there's so many people trying to do it. It's crazy. Look up pictures.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, but it's not like someone's always reaching the peak.
Yeah, bro. It's like a line of people, like at a fucking escalator trying to get to the top, bro. Deadly.
Then why is...
Show you.
What? I was under the impression Mount Everest was, like, one of those, like, most dangerous things you could ever do.
Yeah, that's why people are always trying to do it.
Well, no, I know that, but you make it seem like there's just hell people in a line. Like,
yes,
yeah, we all
bro.
climbed it. Like,
yes, look, what?
Where it takes, like, only the most expert people to really climb.
So, I would like to take this time to
Plug our social media.
plug our sponsors, Raid Shadow Legends,
I guess
mobile.
Well, that's like one party. What the hell?
Come on, this is Everest, bro.
Alright,
Honestly.
I'm climbing Mount Everest one of these. Apparently it's
Like,
easy.
This is a known thing. There's so much people climbing Everest that the amount of human shit has become a problem. Like, it's a problem that they're leaving so much human shit. This is not even the garbage. The garbage is another issue. Like, there's human shit because there's so many people trying to summit Everest.
Jeez.
And they can't bring the shit back down with them because it takes too much energy and, like, it's not efficient. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Man.
many people trying to climb Everest.
I might climb Everest one of these days now, because apparently everyone's doing it.
Like, they got the people that live there, the locals, like, their living is, like, making the course that people would do, like, and, like, giving the tour guides and, like, guiding people up there. They're called fucking, there's Sherpas. Yeah, Sherpas, that's what they're called. But, like, fucking, yeah, it's, like, so common.
Huh.
People die all the time, though. Like, it's not like it's fucking safe to do, but, like, yeah.
They gotta sign a waiver.
Yeah, you gotta sign with sure.
Jeez. How about you guys? You got any other creatures you want to bring up?
Santa Claus.
Well, Santa Claus is a pagan tradition. Nightstalker Podcast, episode 6, Origins of Christmas. Go check it out.
What's that one monster that be with Santa?
Oh, Krampus?
Krampus, yeah. Shoot.
Right. Oh, I guess that's
What about Thunderbirds or Water Panthers?
Oh, you mean like Native American ones?
Native American stuff.
I mean, that's not shit that we think could be real, though, right?
Well, Bigfoot would be once again the most
Legendary
popular one
animals.
because they always have talked about Bigfoot,
Mhm.
and they've also talked about giants too. That's another one they've talked about. But anything else of theirs, it's not like there's been huge mass reports. It's only within their culture, you know. Wow, that's a lot of people climbing Everest.
Shit.
But
Whoa.
no, the only Native American creatures that I can think of that could potentially be real is really just Bigfoot and giants, because there's other like cases of it. It's not just like it's in their tribe. Oh, actually, there is one. A lot of people in Minnesota say that there is a Wendigo spottings, or there's places in the woods they won't go in fear of Wendigos. So,
What's a Wendigo?
a Wendigo is a human that commits like cannibalism, and they become just a monster. So
So you're
Don't eat
saying,
people.
huh?
Don't eat people.
Yeah.
so you're saying in Minnesota they all eat people?
Oh, I don't know about that.
We're sorry to any Minnesotans that
Hey,
listen
fans.
to this podcast. We're just joking around.
And I just think it's funny how they talk about Tahoe Tessie. That makes me laugh. Jersey Devil we already talked about. You know what's funny is a lot of these creatures in the States have similarities to other creatures. Like, so Tessie obviously would be like, I guess, our version of the Loch Ness Monster, but then there's, in New York, there's another lake that has the same type of theme, another type of creature that's just like that. So it just kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, so is it a coincidence, or is it just people taking the other legends and just adopting their own?
No, dude, like, deep within the Earth's crust, there's, like, underwater tunnels that these monsters take, and they just pop out in different lakes.
Yeah.
Like, in Mexico, they have these things called cenotes, which is basically, like, a large, what's it called, like, hole in the ground. And it's filled with water, and you can't, like, see the bottom, because it's, like, pitch black.
Oh, check this out. North Dakota actually has rumors of a Thunderbird.
Wait a minute. There's a North Dakota?
the state that's talked about the least, probably.
What state?
I mean, I had a cousin who lived out. Was she in North or South Dakota? It's one of the Dakotas. And yeah, she was pretty much just like, yeah, there ain't nothing out here. But yeah, apparently North Dakota talks about, there's been sightings of them. They're about 12 feet in wingspan, yellow and red tints. So, apparently, yeah, there is a few Native American stuff that has popped up in our states. Like, as actual, like, you know, things to be seen. Besides that, though, like, you know, a lot of it's just repeats or just stuff I never even heard about. So who's to say? Whether they're real or not? Now, what I really have a question on is Man Bear Pig real? What's your speculation on that?
Man Bear Pig?
What'd you say?
Man Bear Pig? You never
Man Bear Pig.
never heard of that?
No, whoa. No, you gotta inform me on that one.
Man Bear Pig, come on. He's half man, half pig, half bear.
Okay. And where's this motherfucker at?
South Park.
South Park. Okay.
Man Bear Pig?
Oh, there's actually... Okay, here's one that I've heard about as a local legend.
Al Gore?
Yes. West Virginia, Mountain Mamas, Take Me Home. Country Roads. No, Mothman.
Oh, yeah.
Mothman's actually a pretty popular belief, not just there, but I think in the surrounding states as well. So that's another creature that a lot of people talk about. And of course, I'm going to end it on this last one. Wyoming, they actually believe in a jackalope.
Yeah, those are bunnies with deer antlers, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they just like really like parasitic bunnies, or bunnies with like parasites that make it look like they have?
Unfortunately, it's cancerous too.
Cancerous tumors.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's not the jackalope that everyone was really hoping.
Oh,
So.
no.
Hashtag we stand with jackalopes. So yeah, I mean, apparently they are real, but not in the way everyone would wish they were real. So before ending this here, do we have any questions that came in? Anything like that?
Nope, I just checked recently and there's been nothing.
Nothing? So, did we already plug the social media?
We have not this episode.
Alright, so, if you guys ever want to get a hold of us, or share your stories, or just, make a comment about us, or anything, you can reach us via or email thenightstalkerpodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can tweet at us
At
using the following handle at thenightstalk16.
the Nightstalk 16.
Yeah, they changed stuff. I don't know. Twitter is weird.
But we also have an Instagram at the Nightstalker Podcast.
Don't forget to hop in the DMs.
Yeah, you can always hop in the DMs, and you can reach out to any one of us. You got a question for Nightstalker? Maybe you got a question for Professor? Need to ask Smokey something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, feel free.
Mm-hmm. We're all experts.
Yeah,
Kinda.
we're all experts in our own field.
In our own way.
In our own way. So, yeah. Besides that, though, I think that's going to do it for this episode, gents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Hope your 2020 is going pretty good for you. I'd say our 2020 is going pretty good so far.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. So, keep grinding away. Make those dreams become a reality. Make those memes not dreams. You know what I mean?
Make your dreams not memes.
Make them. Oh no, man, Smokey.
Yeah, we messed up. Let's try this again. This is a good evening.
Good evening.
Alright, well, we will see you all in the next one. This has been the Nightstalker Podcast. Good night, and good luck.